Welcome to the Marvel Cinematic University podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Canton III, and we are continuing our coverage of the Disney Plus series Daredevil Born Again, Season 2, Episode 6. It's getting serious, folks, and we get serious on patreon.com/MCUniversityPod. You can get our bonus content, such as the subscriber mailbag that just came out, where Jake and I dove into wonderful listener questions about things you could eat at Citi Field and Yankee Stadium, Diana Rossini, Terrible Wives, all of that good stuff. Just a wonderful time. Our listeners bring it, and you could get that at every single episode that we ever have in the Patreon for $3. If you're watching on YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe. And with that being said, let me introduce the super producer, Jake Christie. Jake, how are you?
Honestly, I'm happy to be talking to y'all, but the Mets are on a 12-game losing streak, and the Twins just tied it up. It's 1-1 in the fourth, and I don't know. It's just a.
And then you got the Juan Soto stuff today, which
yeah. The vibes are bad. They traded away the face of the franchise, and they're bad. Really. And it's not like basketball where you get a bunch of picks back. They didn't trade him away. They just let him walk. So it was even worse. So, but other than that, I'm good.
No, sounds like a plan. Also, we have our pal, our friend, returning for the first time for Daredevil. We leave the key under the mat for him every time, and he returns. Rod Morrow, aka the Black Guy Who Tips. Rod, welcome back. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for thanks for having me back, man. It's always a pleasure to be on, and I missed you guys.
Yes,
Yep.
and likewise, sir. And with that being said, what we normally do when somebody has not been on during the time that we've been reviewing this show, we ask them what they've thought of the season to this point. What has been your main thoughts as far as Daredevil Born Again season 2?
I mean, I like it a lot. I actually like it more than season 1. I feel like not having the weight of the other storyline that people had before them. They just are cooking a little bit harder now. It just feels like there's a little less waste. And at the same time, I love that they did incorporate some of that stuff. So they didn't just throw it away. Like Muse is still a heavy, that like the trauma for Muse is heavy in the season 2. So they knew what to keep and what not to keep. And I think controversial opinion, I guess, but as it goes along, I'm more okay with Foggy dying. Because the weight it adds to the actual story with him not just coming back or whatever, like in the flashback, like that shit actually hit
Yes.
really hard for me. Cause he's not here, as opposed to like, oh, don't worry, Elektra's gonna resurrect him tonight or whatever. And so it feels a little less fantastical, I think, than a comic book would. But I feel like the Marvel / Netflix Daredevil universe was always a little less fantastical than a comic book. In a comic book or a movie, maybe you do bring Foggy back, but I don't know, man. That flashback episode did something that changed my heart on probably the only real misgiving I had about the season was just like, man, I can't believe we're doing all this without Foggy. And now I'm like, I guess that's how you're supposed to feel, you know?
Yeah, I agree with you. One thing that we talked about last week was how much that made me miss him in particular, as far as that's concerned. And then on top of that, like the message staying with Matt being a big part of how he moves forward, and how that serves as a function for this episode as well, as we'll get into with some of the stuff that went on with Karen and Bullseye. But the place I want to start is literally at the beginning of the goddamn episode, because it was not a minute and a half into the start of this episode, and the doctor who's taking care of Vanessa after her death is trying to console Kingpin. And let me tell you, Kingpin cracked that man like an egg. What? Oh,
I'll be
my
honest with you.
God.
That is how some of these chiropractors you see on TikTok are operating, though.
Oh, Jesus.
But no,
Holy
honestly,
moly.
I knew he was done for the moment he put his hand on his shoulder. I'm like, he's gonna get killed.
No.
Filming that scene had to be so fun because um there's something to be said about filming a scene where everyone knows what's gonna happen. You know, like we
Yeah.
always talk about shocks and twists and turns and averting expectations, but sometimes, man, the funniest thing you can do is like the "don't go in that room," type horror movie feel. And when that doctor, like when he first started talking, everyone's like, maybe he'll make it out of this. Maybe Kingpin will say something very rude or threaten him or something. When he put his hand on that man's shoulder, I was like, I don't think he's making it out of the room.
Oh
And
no.
I like that the power of Kingpin and the insanity of Kingpin, they don't show us anything about him regretting or covering up that murder. Like he just murders the dude, and it's like the witnesses don't matter. He's become that powerful in this MCU New York City like corrupt universe.
Yeah.
None of us is really truly thinking to ourselves like, man, he ain't gonna get away with that. We're just like, oh, he's killing people and now he's at the funeral. All right, that makes sense.
Yep. Killing, like, what you have to imagine, this guy, he's operating on the mayor's wife. He's probably the most elite brain surgeon in New York City, and you're like, yeah, they'll figure out a way to cover it up.
Yes.
It's incredible stuff, man. That just a very jarring but fun way to open the episode. In an episode, by the way, in which Fisk doesn't say a line until he speaks to Matt. He
Mm-hmm.
doesn't speak the entire episode until he speaks to Matt, which kind of tells you the
Mm.
place that he's in. But I'll get back to them in a second. Jake, I'll start with you in this instance. What stood out to you about this episode that made you say, "Well, goddamn, we really cooking here"?
I mean, I really think it's all said in the final bit with Matt and Fisk, where it is just like they're on a path of mutually assured destruction, and they both acknowledge that neither of them can stop. You know what I
Yes,
mean? That they
love it.
both are well aware. Because, like, Matt is obviously more verbose about it. He can say that, because of this path they're on, that's why Foggy's dead. Fisk can't bring himself to say that that's why Vanessa is dead, but he knows that that's true, obviously. That's why he gets angry. And so, like, they're both like, yeah, obviously, if we just stop fighting, less people would die. But they both know that that's anathema to one another. So they just have to keep going at it. Like, and I think that, Karen reads Matt for filth about it, like, basically saying, like, you're just going to keep, someone has to break the cycle. And, Matt won't let himself break the cycle. And Fisk can't, like, in a one-on-one combat situation, Matt will always win. And so, they're just stuck in this dance. And I just like the fact, that the characters are smart enough to acknowledge it. That this is, technically speaking, this is season 5 of these characters going at it. Like, clearly
Yeah.
they have to know that they're the problem. And, but, like, what are you going to do? Like, I think that this episode really was good for, I think we were kind of getting a little tired of Matt's, like, we can't kill shtick. And I think
Yes.
that this really, like, helped recontextualize it and made it more palatable, because it's like, he's aware that this is stupid. Not stupid, but, like, he's aware that this is killing him. Like, he's not dumb. He knows that the fact that he hasn't killed Fisk is why Foggy is dead, and yet he can't do it.
There's an overarching point that we've had in our discussions about the Karen and Matt relationship and how that's kind of evolved over the season. And I feel like a lot of this came to a head in the conversation that they had, and then eventually when Karen is about to shoot Bullseye in the head, and Matt directly stops her physically with his baton joint. Rod, how have you viewed that relationship, and what did you think of the conversation that they had here, which got a little heated, and then
Mm.
obviously the Bullseye element of it, where Matt like literally had to hurt her to stop her.
Yeah, I mean, it reminds me of a few things. One, Matt's such a whore. Like this dude truly cannot keep him. He's one of those people that would be posting Facebook memes like men and women can't be friends, you know? Um he just can't help himself. I'm waiting for him to holler at the lawyer as well. But so he's gonna that relationship will fizzle out just because how Matt is. Like, I don't think Matt's a relationship guy. And I was wondering how they would kind of fizzle it out because, they're in the throes of this revolution and it's almost like this one battle after another, like sexual heat to it. You know what I mean? There's lots of sexual
Yeah.
tension in this show. It's just like, because also that actress Deborah Ann Wald, she breathe acts, and which always makes everything sound sexual. And she's like, man, I don't know. Here we get. I'm like, are they gonna kiss? What? And so, at any rate, I like this as the avenue for like them not being together. And the second thing is I really love it because it shows the imprint that Frank left on her from the old days when they had a relationship. Cause it was at the time, it was kind of like, really, Karen? Like this, like this dude's pretty much a serial murderer, and it seems like you're getting pretty close to him. But we know she, killed Wesley. We know she got a little bit of that dog in her, and she was finna do it again. So like, I really enjoyed all that as like a moral dilemma for Matt. And it kind of gave me a stand-in for that, age old Punisher versus Daredevil argument of like, is it better to kill one guy and save 1,000, and violate your moral code, or your moral code is so precious that 1,000 people can die, so you must maintain your purity. I never get tired of the question, to be honest. And when they said Punisher wouldn't be in this, I was a little like, someone should always be giving Matt shit for not killing. Like someone should be. I don't care who it is, but just someone should be around. Like, this would be way fucking easier if we just took this dude out and just stopped worrying about it.
Yeah, and I think the fact that Karen is so vociferous about it, and then on top of that, she kind of right.
Oh, like, of course.
In this instance, there is not there's no justification for the Fisk and the bullseye of it all. There's none. Yes. I mean, I get it from Matt's standpoint with the mercy from Foggy. That's going to be something that he carries. But throughout the history of this show, for Karen Page, everything that she went through the first episode of the entire series, like, enough. And I get it. She's had enough. And that's where the tension between them is really awesome.
I was really glad to, because I was afraid that scene was going to end with her pulling the gun away. I like that she was going to shoot him. Like, there was, because like that's a classic way to do it, where she's like has the moral. Like, no, she was going to shoot him, point blank in the head. And like, I think that I think in that case that would be less justified than Matt killing Fisk. I think, because at the moment he is tied up and like under their medical care, so that the ethics there are a little different. But like, I think that I'm glad that this is the way it's unraveling, because I know a lot of people were disappointed when they were in a relationship at the beginning, because there are a lot of castle shippers. And when I say castle shippers, of course I mean castle with a K. And that's what they call themselves online. And it's like, yes, but and what I think I identified when we first started doing this is that, like, in this season, is that this clearly feels like a relationship of people who are together all the time and on the run and doing something that brings out a lot of passion. You know what I mean? Like, and now that what they're discussing is moral dilemmas and not, like tactics and fighting and stuff like that, there's a rift coming up, and they're not actually right for each other in that way. And I think that, I really like that there's someone to call him out on his bullshit. And I think it's actually valuable in some ways for the character of Karen that Frank is not around. That we get to see, she doesn't need Frank to fall back on with these arguments. Right. She's just making these arguments.
Yes, I would definitely agree with that. Her character,
and Matt has a type. Matt like women that kill that's willing to kill vigilantes. I guess he's big into that, because this is the second one this series.
I'm sorry. Matt has a type which I think is breathing and is alive. I think he's
right. He like people that's willing to beat up people, because it's like She-Hulk, Elektra, Karen, and then the therapist who killed Muse. Like, I guess that's his thing.
Hey, he beats people up, and maybe he likes to get beat up. In the bedroom. Who knows?
And he's in the feet, and he's into this.
He's got a lot. Matt Murdock has a lot going on.
Hashtag it's The Rock. If you know, you know.
Oh my goodness! I think the thing that when you mention, Matt being a freaky frog, what I realize is in this show, as it's turned out, there are a lot of freaky frogs in this goddamn show.
This is great.
Wouldn't it make sense though? Wouldn't it make sense? Like, I feel like the Marvel universe is not kinky enough for the amount of fetishism that is inherent in people dressing in spandex and
Talk
beating the
about it,
shit out of
Jake.
each other. And
Talk about
so
it, Jake.
I like that some of the projects delve into that, because I mean, I'm not trying to act like I'm, like I'm not jacking off to these things, but I am like titillated, where I'm like, oh, it's Jessica
Yes.
Jones in them jeans again. What's going on with that? You know what I mean?
Yes. I mean, I've said this many times, and people, you can take a shot. This is the only time I've ever been quoted in a newspaper of record was me saying that the Marvel Universe should have more sex. And I absolutely agree, because you're right. The type of thing that would make someone dress up in spandex and beat people up would also almost certainly mean that they have some freaky shit going on.
Come on.
There's just
Yes.
no way that
Yes.
you dress up in spandex to beat people up as the devil and you're super Catholic. And what, you like missionary? Like, get the fuck out of here.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I just
And
want
so it's
somebody I want someone to point that out to Matt. Like, I wish they had wrote that line where he's like, I can't kill her. She's like, but you be fucking, Matt, okay? Like, you do a
Right,
lot of stuff
exactly.
that's not in the
Yeah.
Bible.
And say what you will about the Jessica Jones Luke Cage relationship from the Netflix show, but they did canonically break a bed, which I feel like, yeah, absolutely more of that,
Yes.
But no, that scene was crazy, and I really liked it because I think it because I was wondering what they're going to do with this had the PTSD thing about Muse. How, is it just going to be? Is it just she's so helpless because she's so scared, yada yada yada. And I really like that they're like, no, because this is a thing that people sometimes sublimate their traumas into freaky stuff. And clearly there's something. I mean, Buck is down immediately for it.
Dog.
Straight
Dog.
up, to go from they haven't even held hands. They're not in a relationship at all. And just be like, we're just going straight to choke play.
Dog.
I was like, what? What is going on?
Hey, my man Buck, that's my man, dude. Because I've never seen a dirt dude that's this down for anything. Like, he gets off on it. I think he actually got off on everything he was doing with the am I gonna put you in the trunk or am I not gonna put you in the trunk? Like, he's giving something. He's giving some real BDSM vibes.
He's out here. He is out here. Because when I say he seemed so excited for that choke to happen, and he just willingly accepted it in a way where it's like, oh, this is not the first time you've done this, my friend.
Imagine being told. So it's like, okay, he caught me on the arm and he choked me, and then it's show me.
Yeah.
Once again, these are people who have not had. They haven't kissed. This is the first thing they're doing. And I say that with disbelief. Honestly, it was a great call though, because that makes her character way more interesting to me.
Yeah,
way more. I mean, I've been feeling. I mean, definitely as far as Heather is concerned, salute to her. There's a lot of people who say that they could fix her. And I get it. I understand it.
Hey, listen.
And
okay, you got to try.
Buck says a lot of people say that they can fix her. I can make her worse. Is what Buck says.
Look, man. Sometimes the woman just need to be loved. That's all. Just need to be treated right. Okay, she need to choke somebody every once in a while, and I can be that throat.
Can someone please make it graphic? I can be that throat. God,
that throat is so crazy. Oh my god!
Because hey, honestly, dude, until this, I've been calling Buck basically like Diet Wesley. You know what I mean? Like, he just felt like Wesley light, man. They're for 0.01 seconds when they did the flashback to Wesley, I thought it was Buck. I was like, oh, he's in the car. I was like, when was he in the car with Kingpin? Oh, wait a minute. That's not even that's Wesley. So I'm now I feel like Wesley wasn't no freak like this.
No, he's Tesco Wesley. That's for all the Brits. Anyway.
Say it again. You broke up a little bit. He's what, Wesley?
I said that he's Tesco Wesley. That's the British low-end grocery store.
Okay.
Just for the Brits. Just so you know.
Deep cut. Thank you for explaining.
You gotta throw him a bone.
Speaking of Buck has a pal. His name is Daniel, and Daniel once again. Every week he is deep in it. This week's episode, it's his birthday, and BB wants to treat him, but then also Buck is like, "Hey man, you gonna have to out her, cause bro, it's gonna be time to get busy, or I'm gonna have to take care of you. So that story is now hitting its high point as um randomly and I saw your tweet about this, Rod, about like having the icks about BB and Daniel's relationship. That
Yeah.
was a very her wanting to kiss him was really like, what? Where?
Yeah,
How do we
and
get
like
here?
I don't know if the show wants me to think she's just that ride or die to get vengeance for her uncle, that she will do, like she will literally have sex with Daniel to make this happen. Cause I feel like in other areas they haven't conveyed that she
Yes.
I don't feel like they're approaching it like we know this character is ruthless. And like maybe that's the big twist is whenever she does stab him in the back, we're like, oh, she was ruthless the whole time. She's just so good at being
Mhm.
innocent and righteous in these other scenarios. We never saw it coming. But
Mm-hmm.
the other alternative is that she has genuine soft spot and feelings for him. And I don't like it because it feels like, to me, it's almost like forced that she would have feelings for him.
Yeah.
I do agree with
That
this, by
being
the way.
said, I
Yeah.
do love how complicated they've written Daniel, because I truly
Yes.
think the actor's killing that role, the writing's killing that role, the choices are killing that role, and he's just like 20% smarter than you would think. And that makes
Yes.
that character so compelling because like he's picking up that BB's doing that. So like I like that he's like, what is this? Like what are you like, what's the angle here? I like that he does suspect that she is the leaker, the person who's behind all this. Because they, in another world, you make that guy such a goon and just a henchman that it's almost like uninteresting and you're just waiting for it.
Yeah.
But I don't know where he'll go morally. I don't know if he would protect BB. I don't know if he would go full like, man, it's kingpin time over here, dog. Like kill her. I have no idea. So I do like the wild card aspect of that storyline, but the romance aspect just feels so over the top and so weirdly forced because it's,
Well, it's
hey, I
unnecessary
didn't
to
know we were
me.
on a date or whatever. It's just like, well, that's such a cliche writing thing. And she's like, we're not. And then the next time she's like ready to fucking make out with him in his mom's house, and you're just like, what is happening with these characters?
I mean, because she's not really giving that much. That the thing is, if it was
Agreed.
the other way around, I would buy it because he's giving that in his
Yes.
performance.
Yes.
Where
Yes.
Most
she's
definitely.
like, I don't want to besmirch the actress, but I think that she's just not. Unfortunately, I think it's a situation where she's just not at his level in a lot of these scenes, and I think that like there's a way that she could. She's just not. That's a little too mean. I don't know if it's the right, but like I think you're 100% right. Where like I think what they're trying to convey is that she genuinely likes him, but that is not conveyed that well in the performances of the writing.
Right.
And
Yes.
like and there are ways to convey that because like he's not, you know. I'll say this: go on Twitter, search up people saying Tony Soprano's hot. Like there definitely are a lot of people who find the Gandolfini archetype hot. So like it's not inconceivable that she'll be into him. It just I don't.
Absolutely.
What if a lot of the scenes it feels like she like feels pity for him, which does not, which makes it hard then to zip to like she wants to kiss him. You know.
Exactly. That's kind of where I landed on it for the most part. I just think the Daniel character, to Rod's point, has been written so well and has just done so many things to elevate itself throughout both seasons of this show, to the point where now if he gets offed, you're gonna feel it a little bit. Like
Bruh.
goddamn, there are some real stakes for him in terms of where this is going. So I'm excited to see, and especially the Buck piece of it, because of how they've built up their relationship as well, where
Yeah.
Buck's giving him every opportunity to get this done properly, and it will be a situation where if he has to do something to
Mm.
Daniel, he's probably going to regret it. It'll be the
Mm.
New Jack City meme. So like
Mm.
in that sense.
Yeah, they
So
had that like buddy cop mission or buddy gangster mission on this joint that reminded me of The Wire when they were
yes.
going to, when they were,
Oh, what,
yeah,
D'Angelo? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So I
And
was like,
Weebay.
man, yeah, dude, they like this thing was hitting, man. I love this episode, but yeah, I that storyline is just kind of in my craw. But they can definitely finish that storyline in a way that I'm like, oh no,
Yeah.
I see. Like it was worth it. So they still have some time, but man, as of right now, every time those two are together, I just end up feeling confused. Like who's betraying
Yeah.
who's on whose side, and
Yeah.
who genuinely
Yeah.
like what is all this about?
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
I think one of the problems is I think it goes back to how incomplete her like journalistic thing is, where like it's actually not clear how smart of a journalist she is. I think that they want us to believe that she's a super smart, enterprising journalist, but it's like
Yeah.
she's just getting leaked documents and like doing a bad news show. Like she's not.
True.
It's not like she's Julian Assange. You know what I mean? Like, but I
Mhm.
think that we want to believe that she. So like I think that that's why we're confused. It's like, is she actually like one of the smartest investigative journalists? Because that's not, none of the things she's doing would suggest that. But I think the show wants us to believe that for the storyline to make
Right.
sense, that she's such a nuisance. It's like the only question is whether or not Daniel is willing to admit to himself that it's her. Everyone with a brain knows it's her. It's obvious. Like, oh,
Yes.
the communications director is having like a really close relationship with independent journalist whose uncle was murdered by Kingpin. Huh, I wonder who's getting the leaks.
Yeah.
Right.
It puts that in such a stark perspective.
The other thing I wanted to add too is the show does a
Sure.
good job of making me feel empathy for Daniel and the actor as well.
Yeah.
Because truly, these are the type of people I despise even more than the evil person in charge.
Mhm.
Like in
Yeah.
real life, the sniveling, insecure, latch onto, flying monkey, like enabler person, I think is 10 times worse. Because we can all agree if someone's an asshole to be like, we're just never going to let them be in charge. But the people that are like, I'll help them cover the murder up is like, oh, wow, I hate you the worst. But this show has done a good job where I do not hate Daniel as much as I clearly should on paper.
I really like the portrayal of his mom too. And I like that he didn't. I think it would be really cheesy to give him like a mom like Oz in the Penguin show. You know what I mean? Like that, like to give him like a
Oh
really
yeah.
bad home
Yeah.
situation. Because I thought that that's what
Mhm.
they might do, right? Because to make you feel bad for him. But like, I like that she's kind of just like a little embarrassing. She's a little pathetic. She's like honking her pills, you know. And she's like,
Mhm.
she takes a sleeping pill every night after a glass of wine, and she's a little embarrassing. And he's embarrassed that that's where he's from. You know what I mean? And I think that is
Mhm.
much more relatable, and it's not like contrived. It's like, because that is the. It's like, yes, you might feel more sympathy for him if he came from like a really bad situation, but it's like, no, he's from a situation bad enough. Especially, I can only imagine what it would be like to be from Staten Island, where you're obviously looked down upon, and I say that as
Mhm.
someone who looks down upon it. And so, like, I can get how you have a chip on your shoulder if you come from that situation.
Right.
And he's still making bad decisions, but it's also like, yeah, this is the place that people like that are bred. They're bred in lower middle class
Right.
houses with moms who are a little embarrassing.
When
I'd
he
have to
said
think.
when
Yeah.
he
Oh,
couldn't
go ahead.
believe she wanted to go to Staten Island with him, that was so like adorable. Like it's like, really, Staten, you gonna go to Staten Island? I was like, it is a big deal. I'm glad you noticed that this black lady wanted to go.
Yeah.
Hey, well, hey, the North Shore though, that's a very very
Yeah.
diverse area. Now, once you go past the North Shore, I wouldn't.
Hey man, that's something you definitely don't want to be involved with. Yeah, I'm very curious to see how his arc ends this season because he has not interacted with Fisk in a few episodes, so that could. And the way Fisk's going, I don't know if he wants to at this point because listen, man, all it takes
Hey,
is a hand on the shoulder, and you'd be
bruh.
sent to yonder. Good
The
lord.
Turn
the
that
governor,
Gandolfini kid into Gabagool.
Oh my
yeah,
god. Jesus.
fake Catherine Hochul. She really like had a point when she was like, "I'm not getting in bed with Fisk. I'm getting in bed with Vanessa, who I think can help control Fisk." And now that Vanessa's gone, I'm just like, yeah, dog. Everyone might want to get out of the vicinity because this man is gonna really start showing people who's really the boss and how he really feels about this shit. He don't give a damn about sending no weapons overseas or some war that he's not part of, dog. Like he really a kingpin and he don't got his girl with him.
Man, he was talking to Mr. Charles called him and he just
Woo!
said, listen, motherfucker, I ain't got nothing to say to you, bro. I ain't got nothing. I ain't not even saying a word.
Yeah, it's
Bruh.
really crazy to be like, imagine if the NYPD had more weapons of war. You know what I mean? Like, really.
Dude. We were watching it in here and my wife she's watching it, she goes oh what happened to he moved the weapons, and the next scene is his task force getting
Mhm.
those weapons, and she's like, Those are weapons." I was like, "Karen, those are the weapons." Like, he don't give a damn about the
He
war is
don't care
happening
no
in New
more.
York, okay? He don't give a damn about whatever the CIA is talking about.
Yeah.
He
Mhm.
does
Yes.
not care anymore. So in
Oh,
this episode,
one
we
more thing. I'm sorry.
yeah, yeah, sure, sure, go for it.
It's been a long time, but
No
I
worries.
love how he's not being clever. Like, he's not
Yeah.
trying to get away with it. Like, he's just like,
No.
yeah, fuck you, and y'all better, unless you want to die, I would advise you leave me the fuck alone.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think seeing this version of Fisk laid bare is something to behold, especially with the stuff that we get with Matt at the end of this episode. But I wanted to talk about the reintroduction of Jessica Jones to the MCU and this narrative. This was interesting. Obviously, Mr. Charles was sending folks after her and her daughter, and I'm guessing with her and her daughter, I'm guessing one Mr. Cage is not too far behind this whole scenario. That's one portion of this, but we see Jessica in this episode obviously interact with Matt a lot, and then on top of that, because of her having a baby, apparently her powers are on the fritz. So that's another piece of
Is
this
that a
episode.
thing that happens in the comics? Because that feels a little bit like, oh, okay, that's a bit. I don't know. I don't love that plot line that much.
I truly do not remember. I've read some Jessica Jones books, but not enough to know if that was ever a plot line.
I never
But
felt like that was, to be honest with you.
yeah,
I just,
but
yeah, I mean, yeah,
I
yeah. No,
mhm.
I think it's interesting, but I think the reason I don't like it is because it kind of feeds into the trope of like, oh, now that she's a mother, she can't be strong anymore. Like, I thematically, I don't love that.
So
Let's
what I
hope
was
that
gonna
doesn't last
say,
forever. Yeah, go ahead.
as a man who lives with a woman who, we've been together forever, the women's bodies have a way of just doing stuff. And it's just
Oh yeah.
like, you know what I mean? And so it's just like one of those things where I feel like as men we would take it for granted, because they're like,
Yeah.
if a man superhero has a baby, none of us like, oh, that could fuck with his biological chemistry. But if a woman has a baby all the time, like there's like diabetes that women get after
Oh, for the
pregnancy.
record,
There's
Rod, my mom,
Yeah.
because my mom and I both have celiac disease,
Mhm.
and hers
Mhm.
didn't develop until she had my twin brother and I. That having twins
Right.
gave her, so yeah, like
But
I'm
like
aware. Yeah.
there was something so like, I don't know. It hit me a little different now that, me and my wife are getting older, because I was like, damn, women's bodies just be doing shit. And it's like, no one asked for this. It's not even like a point to what it's doing. It's just like, hey, we decided no more babies and hot flashes, have those. So I did kind of, because I felt her frustration, I guess. And
Mhm.
then, and of course, adds a layer to the character, right? Because Jessica
Yeah.
Jones has always been the almost anti-hero or
Mhm.
reluctant hero. And so I can't think of anything more brave, but also more Jessica Jones, and being like, my powers don't even work, but they came after my baby. So
Mhm.
yeah, I'm down with the team. I'm thinking I'm back.
Yeah. I'll say this. I'm there are
Mhm.
ways I was just flagging it because if they don't explain it and it's kind of just like a yada yada thing, then
Right.
I think that that's a little bit like, once again, in the actual story, it's fine. But I just feel like in the grand tradition of storytelling, making the theme of like this super powerful character is less powerful now that she's a mom, like that is like, okay. Ugh,
Yeah.
I'm being the
I've,
friend that's too
I've
woke a little bit, but it does rub me one way a little bit.
Well, no, I'm not. Yeah, exactly. I'm not debating you. I agree. I hear you on it. And I was just saying that's where my mind went, was because I was
Oh,
like,
for
oh
sure,
yeah, I
for
guess
sure.
that can happen. And I thought it was one of the more like unique ways they've done that, because in the past they've not like parentage and motherhood and fatherhood in the
Yeah.
MCU
Yeah.
mostly is just like, can you protect your kid, not like
Hmm.
how did it change your life? So
Yeah.
I did find that like a little more, I guess, grounded and real. The other
Hmm.
thing too is this. Um I storytelling wise, I know directors and writers really love the idea of a hero like losing their powers
Yes.
Yes.
and almost like resetting them to get back to the basis of like what makes somebody a hero. It's not their powers, it's their deeds. So that cliche, I think I'm always a little wary of, because some of my least favorite movies, and I won't name all of them, but some of my least favorite moments in even good movies is superheroes losing powers. You know, Logan always losing his powers.
Right.
Spider-Man psychologically couldn't shoot webs for like half a movie. And I'm just like, I don't. Is
Yeah,
it
that
the
EV.
budget? Is it? Yeah, like what is it that makes that happen? You know what I mean? So yeah, anyway, I feel you on that because I'm just not a fan of any reason to reset a character. I like when they come back and I'm like, maybe level up the bad guys and the stakes
Yeah.
as opposed to leveling them down to the like, oh, now they can't punch through a
Yeah.
wall.
Also,
will
I think
say,
in the
okay.
yeah, go ahead. No, I was just gonna say, in the context of what you guys are saying, like, I don't even think you needed to use it in the sense that if you look at that fight that occurred at that warehouse, she would lose it for like 2 seconds and then get
Yeah.
it back. So
Yeah,
it's like I don't feel like if you're gonna do it that way, you should put the character in a more precarious situation
That's a good point.
as opposed to what ended up happening, in which she gets it right back
Mhm.
and is beating the fuck out of people anyway. But go
I
ahead,
will
Jake.
say, it was really astounding to me how coming in after almost a decade of playing the character, Kristen Ritter was right back in it.
Oh yeah, she snapped
It was
back
actually
in.
like honestly even more seamlessly than Charlie Cox was at the beginning of this. Like just
Mhm.
immediately, she had the walk down, she had the vibe. I mean, I love
Mhm.
that character. As I've said, the first season Jessica Jones was my favorite of all the Netflix seasons. I know that that's not the most popular opinion, but I love her as a character. I love Kristen Ritter. And I was just so it's like
That
it
shit
felt
was dark. That shit was
Yeah.
dark in a
it
way
was.
that
It
whoa,
was.
like they
I
really got
bruh.
yeah,
dark,
it ends with
man.
fucking Starlight shooting her parents in an elevator in the first episode. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
and
no,
like her and Jessica gave the vibe of that's the kind of mom she would be, knowing
Yeah.
the kind of mom and family she had. So like
mhm.
and it wasn't like she's a bad mom, she's breaking the cycle or whatever, but like just the way she was with her baby, it was kind of like, yeah, Jessica Jones as a mom is still gonna punch through a wall and
Yeah.
make like her the thought of her baby is the only thing keeping her off the bottle. Like that's Jessica Jones.
And I will say two things. One, I like
Yeah.
that she stepped right back into the role, but she stepped back into the role how that character would be a decade later with a kid. It was not like she was just playing the same character. And two, I think I want to know is you can see in that first scene where you don't see her face, she is, I don't know if you noticed, she's wearing what looks like pajama pants, which means
Mhm.
that at least for one moment she took off the jeans.
Yes.
Yeah,
We were
that's
tracking
right.
I
that.
wonder
And I also know
what
that
if
the first time we see her, she's not wearing them.
Jake, what if canonically she hasn't worn the jeans since she stopped being a hero? Like
If
the
that
jeans
is
are
the
like
case-
her. It's like her
Her
cape is
costume.
her sliding
Like her
back into
fucking
those old
costume.
jeans.
Yeah. Yeah, like when she's at like PTA meetings or like picking up from daycare, she's wearing like mom khakis. But no, it's like the
Yeah.
superhero shit back on. I got to put the jeans back on.
Yeah, she like goes in her closet and the jeans are like in a corner where she's like, no, not today.
Yeah, I'm not. No, long for me. I got to go back to the old me.
So
But what did the Rock say in Fast and Furious? Daddy's got to go to work.
Daddy's gotta go to work.
Mama's got to go to work.
So one thing that was interesting about what she was telling Matt before they ended up going to the warehouse, was that Mr. Childs was trying to recruit enhanced folk.
Okay, we got. Teacher's not going to show up. We got to talk about it. We got to talk about it,
including her. And yes, you're right. So, just narratively speaking, before we get into it, no, it's fine. Narratively speaking, like that's interesting because you wonder, like, oh, what's going on? Because then she refers to somebody that she knows. Obviously, it feels like that's Luke, based off of everything we know already. But okay, so this morning I wake up. And obviously check the phone and whatnot, and I see that there was a bunch of messages in the chat that you, me, Jake, Rod, and Tej are in, and so I see all of these texts from Tej talking about the Daredevil episode, but the top one is what does he say here? Let me just read this.
He says, "Oh shit, she said Charles. Fuck." And I responded, remembering the debacle where Tej did not recognize Karen in the wig in the first episode. Rod, you weren't there for that. He said, "Who's this new character?" they
he's
introduced?"
referenced it. He's referenced it on the chat
Yes.
thread many
Right.
times,
And
I'm
so
like,
I said, so I responded,
yeah.
just to cut off any confusion at the pass. You remember that Charles is the name of Matthew Lillard's character, right? And he says, "Oh, God damn it!" He thought that she was. Why, in that context, why would she be talking about Charles Xavier? Why?
Xavier is so nuts. How did he get there? Is what I want to
Dude.
know.
And like,
Right.
can you imagine Marvel drops it in this? like
Of all
not,
places.
not that this
Context of the
isn't not that
scene.
this isn't good, but just like
Yeah.
it's so not the movie related type of universe. It's
No.
not that type of story in any way. If they were to drop the X-Men stuff in this, would be so weird.
And they're outside of a weapons depot, and the whole storyline with Mr. Charles is that he's dealing weapons.
Right.
Shout out to a pal on Twitter, at soulbrother_89. I've been thinking about Charles Xavier going quote unquote to me my Glocks ever since I saw that tweet and having a chuckle.
Why? Once he said, I'm like, she said, once he said, she said Charles, I'm like, in the context of what's actually happening, that's not that exciting. Oh no. T6.
He is T just a Marvel.
Well, I love
man.
him so much. What of a guy.
Introducing an Omega mutant to this storyline just completely
recruiting
like
Luke Cage for some reason.
dude, that shit would have stopped this whole show. He could have fixed everything in half an episode.
Basically.
He's like, Kingpin, stop trying to kill people. All right, go to jail. All right, guys, thank you. This was nice.
Imagine the middle of episode 6. That's it. It's over. We don't even need 7 and 8. So
Yeah, we
sorry,
good.
guys.
We good. Charles showed up. He just told everybody like what to do, and then everything was fine.
Matt and everything and everyone was fine. Oh my god! But I think from an actual show standpoint, so clearly Charles has ties to Val, and seems like Val, especially after the Thunderbolt / New Avengers, is seemingly up to some old tricks, doing some different things. So we might be seeing another team, since the Thunderbolts are now the New Avengers. We might see another Thunderbolts team. One person who I always wondered is who's going to come across Mr. Charles is Poindexter at some point. Bullseye getting involved, because he seems like the perfect candidate, especially with the way that his arc has gone this season, with the whole I'm trying to look for redemption thing, but I'm still killing the fuck out of everybody. Like, I could see something like that going on. But just generally speaking, the Mr. Charles thread still hangs over the rest of the season. So I want to see like what happens with him and Fisk now that Fisk just decided to go on his own way and do his own thing. Like, what does that mean? Is Luke involved in this whole scenario, and will we get some payoff to that? That's what's going to be fun about this.
Mr. Charles is now that Vanessa's dead. Mr. Charles is basically that doctor putting his hand on Fisk's shoulder to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, he exists to be killed. Like, at this point, the only reason to have you around is to be killed so we can escalate to whoever your real boss is, whether it's like DeFontaine or something. Like, it's somebody got to be pulling the strings. That's not, because he's not giving heavy to me. And no. At first I thought he might be that kind of like slick heavy where they do the like, I'm an aloof guy, but actually I got all the angles covered. But when Fisk murdered them people in front of this man and then left him alive, and he was like, shit, I was like, you are in over your head, buddy. you need to get on the nearest plane and get the fuck out of here.
You need to go back to DC, my brother. It's real out here in these New York streets. Yeah, his narrative is another one, like following this up and getting towards the close of this. I'm really interested in, but yeah, you can. There's a couple of things obviously at the close of this episode that are interesting. Obviously the anti-vigilante task force going even more ham than usual. Finding out.
I will say it's extremely notable in that scene, not to be a downer, that they weren't wearing masks. That was the thing that stuck out to me. in that
Mhm.
scene where
Oh,
they're like that you know what I mean? Like and actually just compared to the real world, it's like shit, they couldn't even that was even a bit too far for them. Just a note.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Nah, I mean,
Wow.
I don't think that's being a downer, man. I often think about how hard it is to write fiction about fascism in a time like this because,
Correct.
like, I mean, like, I know there's people that are critical of the boys because the boys has become like such
Mhm.
a like almost straightforward, like
Mhm.
this is how evil people are thing. But I was like, what else choice did they have?
Yep.
What subtlety can there be to point
Mhm.
out this how half of y'all in America think the fascism is good?
Mhm.
Even
Yeah.
you watch Star Wars and you don't even know you're rooting for Palpatine. Like that's how
Mhm.
lost you are. So yeah, the narratives have to be a little more ham-fisted. But yeah, I often think about that. Like you wrote this scene, scary task force, the world is mirroring it, and then you look up one day and you're like, they got mask on. We didn't even think of
Yeah.
mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the crazy part, I mean, the stuff that you're saying about the boys, I think the interesting thing about that is, it seems like this is just prescient stuff that's happening. Like
Mhm.
they wrote that in 2024,
Yep.
and the some of the stuff with the religion stuff that we've seen with Homelander this
Mhm.
season,
Right.
like not to get too far afield, that's just kind of like, how did that happen by accident? So like
Dude.
that, yeah, from that standpoint, sometimes sometimes luck of the draw, how these things are
Yeah.
written, but yeah, the anti vigilante task force, they are Fisk is like, hey man, just get shit done, however you got to
Mhm.
get it done, and obviously the gentleman who was helping out Karen
Mhm.
and Matt was offed in that instance, and they used that as a reason to start shooting folks. And this is now where you see how the rest of this season will play out
Mhm.
with Karen getting caught up in the whole situation.
Mhm.
Now she's in their grasp, and then as we mentioned at the top, um, that was a great fight between
Mhm.
Daredevil and Kingpin. That was a
Mhm.
very comic book feeling, awesome clash of the Titans in this instance. I really enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. The fact that Fisk doesn't care, like he's lost all sense of everything, that he breaks the painting that he was with Vanessa, that's how he met Vanessa, seeing that painting, he broke it because he had to throw Matt into it, and he's just like, he lost it. He's no longer in that state of mind where any of this matters besides his rage.
Mm.
And as Jake's mentioned at the top, like the mutually assured destruction of these two characters, the fact that we're here now. And then I love that Kingpin goes like, "You're not gonna kill me. You're not
Mhm.
gonna arrest me. What are you
Mhm.
gonna do?" And then it brings it back to what Karen was saying. What are
Mhm.
you gonna do about this, Matt
Yeah.
Murdock? And that's where we are left with 2 episodes to go. So very fascinating. Rod, I'll ask you, just generally speaking, like what you thought of that entire scene, and then the questions that it leaves us with as we have
Yeah.
2 episodes remaining.
A couple things. The first thing is I want to give a shout out to the dude who plays the lead like anti villain task force guy.
Oh yeah, he's an
He's a
asshole.
good ass goon, bro. Like
Yes, he
he's
is.
giving like he's not Colin Farrell, but it's like Colin Savage. You know what I mean? Like he's like one notch below, and his delivery and everything is so good. And like to the point where when he caught Karen, I was like, oh, he's gonna kill her. And I was like, oh no, Fisk made him they gotta take him alive. Cause I'm like, if he had not told that man, take her alive,
Yep.
he was killing her in the streets. So I love how savage that dude is. I can't wait for him to catch his. I don't know who's giving it to him. Hopefully Karen, but I can't wait for him to die. And then as far as like the Fisk fight with Daredevil, man, I just have to say I love the way they've leveled Fisk up. Um,
Yes.
the physicality of him since entering the MCU has just been great. I did like the fight. I mean, obviously the fight they had at the end of Daredevil.
Mhm.
Um,
Yes.
that one of those season finales that was insane. Like I don't know this ever getting as brutal as that, but this was like a good like give me an action scene. And the thing about Matt that I love as a hero is he don't really start fighting until he get his ass whooped. Like
Yep.
he's that kind of guy that if you've ever been in a fight at a bar where the dude like hits themselves and shit, and they like fall down, and when people try to help him up, they push him off. Like, no, fuck, come on, let's go. That's his whole fighting style. So like when Fisk was giving him the business, I was just like, just wait. Just he just got a case blood or whatever. So I did like that. And the philosophical question, the only thing I'll add to that is, because I think you kind of nailed it, it is the same philosophical question: do you kill this guy or not? But when Jack Duquesne gave him the blank check to an account somewhere, I feel like that's got to come back up. Cause I feel like the way to fuck with Fisk is the money, really. Like it's not the law, because he's gonna beat the law. He's not going to jail, and you won't kill him. So I think the money is how you like really get to this guy. And I just wonder if they got some sort of money answer or something that with Jack's like slush fund, to fuel like whatever Karen and Matt are doing, because I just they've written themselves into a really good corner here that I don't see a way out that doesn't involve killing Kingpin, and that's the best type of corner to be in.
Yes, yeah, I would tend to agree there. Jake, how about you? Just like general thoughts on the scene, if you want to add anything,
No,
and then
I think
also,
honestly, I think we got to most of it just because it's just such a well done fight scene. It's really balletic and interesting. It's really kinetic, and yeah, it feels brutal. And yeah, I just love I love the metaphorical weight of him throwing Matt into the painting. That he's that the thing that's most special to him, he's willing to destroy. He's willing to destroy what's most special to him in order to destroy Matt. I mean, it's an on the nose metaphor, but it's a good one.
And he froze for a second too, and that was so good in the fight, because like Matt almost gets the advantage back for a second. Like he gets a second to breathe, and then of course he just continues pounding him into the wall. So
man punched a bunch of bricks. It was just like, ow, and that was it. Just kept on going. Oh man, yeah, you're right. The way that they've leveled up Fisk, and I just think of Hawkeye when Kate Bishop like blew him up, and he just like got up and kept going.
Yeah. Hey, did they have him in like the bodysuit or something in the flashback with Wesley, or was I imagining he was bigger? Because I felt like when he had the pinstripes on in the episode before, in the flashback in the back of the limo, he looked bigger to me. And I know he lost weight to run for mayor in this unit. Like, they started the last season with he got to lose weight. He's eating like an egg every day or whatever to be mayor. And I was like, is that an optical illusion, or was he like bigger somehow in that flashback to y'all?
Well, I do remember that, like, they, especially like at the very, very end of last episode, they used the shot from the beginning of the show. So obviously he looks skinnier there. But as far as like him in the car and stuff, I can't really tell for sure.
Could have been the pinstripes.
They also definitely can do stuff. They can do stuff with makeup to make the face look fatter. Definitely, they probably put it. Also, I think they probably did some minor stuff makeup wise to make him look younger, and that might have made him look a little fatter. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was just
oftentimes like de-aging makeup makes someone's face look bigger.
Right, yeah, and also just you could put him in a bigger suit. Like, I know people are really sensitive about the fat suit thing. That's not my ministry, but I'm just saying, like, I thought about the attention to detail more. Like, yo, that was like, it is crazy. He lost weight, but he's stronger. This Kingpin is way deadlier. He'll crush your head. He beat that boxer up just because he just was like, it's time. You know what I mean? He was fucking mad up. So yeah, I really like how they leveled him up.
Also, Vincent D'Onofrio already has the record. Well, I think he at least had the record for the most weight ever gained for a role. So he doesn't need to do that again. He did that in the 80s, and he basically never lost it because he was like a pretty normal sized guy, and then they gained all the way from Full Metal Jacket, and he's been basically husky the rest of his life. So he doesn't have to gain more weight.
Yeah, 1,000%, 1,000%. All right, so guys, as we spin this forward, we got 2 episodes left. Jake, what are you most looking forward to seeing as we get ready to close this out?
I mean, I'm excited to see more Jessica Jones stuff, but I'm also very excited to see Matt. He's going to be confronted with the fact that Karen was arrested after they just had this whole argument about what they're going to do. Obviously, he's not going to fully change his philosophy, but like, it's staring him in the face that what he's doing is ineffective, And so, yeah, I'm just fascinated to see how he deals with that. And I think with Fisk, it's a wild card. Like I don't know what he's gonna do. I think that there's gonna be some like fascist reign over the city with the task force,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm interested to see that, and I'm interested to see how everyone reacts. Because yeah, it's not gonna be good, but he's spiraling in a way that is interesting. Because he's been in a bad mood before, but spiraling is the thing that I really wouldn't associate with him, except in short bursts. Like he's like has short bursts of violence, but then he's like, and now you must. It's like no, but he's out. He's gone.
Yeah, he doesn't have the guardrails anymore, and that's what makes the rest of the season so interesting. Rod, how about you? What are you looking forward to most over these last two?
Mainly like what's up with Luke Cage? Is that happening
Mm-hmm.
in this season at all? It's a cameo or something at the end. How do they incorporate Jessica into the last two episodes, if at all? Especially with her powers on the fritz. Like, was this just a one-off thing, or is this like Jessica's in the crew now? We're gonna like the season finale. Maybe she'll come help out. And then on the Fisk side, the governor and Charlie, man, Fisk does not do well with authority. People
Yes.
feeling like they got one up on him, and both of them kind of talked down to him when Vanessa was alive, and Vanessa was like the only thing stopping this man from being the true psychopath he is. So I feel like who knows, maybe your whole seventh episode or something could be Fisk rampage or what, like just the stakes of like Fisk unhinged and restrained. I really would like to see Kingpin go full Kingpin, because that actually is something we've never really seen. It with Wilson Fisk as Kingpin, because he's always had the restraint of Vanessa, or the veneer of like, I want to be the mayor, I want people to like me, I want to be a philanthropist. I want to see the sheer unbridled, like, actually, I'm just a fucking gangster. And I think that's one of the ways you could depower him, is the people see how fucked up he is, and and they decide like, yo, this guy's gotta go. We've all turned on him. Because unlike the real world, some people in the Marvel universe seem to have like a a line that they would say, I don't think Harrison Ford should be president in the Red Hulk. He should go to jail for that. And so I like when stories in the MCU give me like a semblance of hope to go, oh yeah, that is right.
He's going to try to hit the governor where it hurts. He's going to make the vigilante task force forcibly rip down the congestion pricing cameras. Anyway.
Oh man.
And by the way, that is where he would lose my vote. I work in Midtown. It's quieter and it's nicer.
I was okay with all the locking up these innocent people, but
there's a lot less horns on my lunch break. My lunch break is a lot quieter in Midtown, baby.
Yeah, man. I mean, for me, I think what you guys said was astute, apropos of everything that I'm feeling about this. I think there's a level of the Matt and Fisk eventually, as one thing that Rod said earlier, as far as like the show's been going on for 5 seasons as Matt versus Fisk, Fisk versus Matt, like this entire time. Daredevil got other villains. Daredevil got other like things that you could explore. So this does feel like this is actually coming to a head. So where this really ends, or at least where this departs, at least for the time being, between the two of them, is a very fascinating thing to see. And then I think, Rod, you also mentioned Jessica Jones and where she fits in. It's clear that the gang's getting back together again as the show goes on. So
as Mike Coulter told us.
As Mike Coulter, shout out to him being true # wash agenda as an unk, out here taking selfies with everybody and just posting it. Just wonderful stuff. It's just great. He's one of us. Like he's every old black dude at a function. Like I gotta take a selfie.
Y'all guys, when you put that in the group chat that day, man, I laughed. I was in the gym. I laughed so hard. I was like, I know people next to me think I'm crazy. Well, of course his thirsty ass would post that fucking picture. I know Kevin Feige was like, man, what? Whose man is this?
Yo, and that's what I said. It's like I said last week. I was like, yo, times is hard for these actors, man. Getting that Marvel check gotta feel good. Yeah. It gotta feel good.
He was like, did you not see my Paramount Plus show ended in 2024? Let's get it.
Yes, we gotta get back on. Like, we have a narrative. You see that cheesy smile he had in them pictures, boy. He
He
could
didn't
have
even
been more.
like he wasn't even trying to be a character. That was a
No.
genuine moment of like, hey man, I'm getting a check again. Hey, Christian Ritter, what's up? What's up, girl?
It's great, man.
I'm
So
happy
like,
for him.
I am
Me
like
too. Me too.
to see these to see how these characters come back together and what it means just not only for the actual visual as a fan, but what narratively it'll mean for Matt, because if they have to all come back, then pretty clearly something's going to happen to Matt that's not so great. So
Mhm.
where he ends up is always going to be a fascinating portion of this season. And yes, I'm interested in Daniel. Well, like, what happens to Daniel
Yeah.
and his story? Like, where does that end for him as he's been squeezed between two sides? And where that ends up for him is going to be interesting. And then finally, what's the point of what we got with our guy Mr. Buck? Like, at the end of the day, I got to see some. Is he going to get with Heather? Is there going to be something with Kingpin where Kingpin tasks him with something special? I
Right.
don't
We're
know.
gonna be. I see what's gonna happen. We're gonna get 50 Shades of Buck. You know what I mean? Enter a padded room with a bolt lock. I mean,
Oh
I
my
would, I
god.
would, I would go crazy for them to just have like some kinky shit in the background. Not even
yeah.
like not even some major like mind blowing moment, but like somehow in Buck's office there's a paddle hanging on the wall or something. We're all
Yep.
like, oh, this dude fucks. This dude is different.
He really is
Hey
different
man,
out here.
you already have the TVMA. Let's explore the space. You know what I mean?
Come on, you know what I mean? Like this man can't put a ball gag in his own mouth, and we just cut to the next scene. That's all I need.
See, Rod. Usually when I say stuff like this, I'm on an island. I'm glad that I have company this time.
Hey,
Why
bro,
not? He's
I'm with
already a
you.
cold-blooded SAS killer. Let's make it. Let's go all
That's
the
what I'm
way.
saying, Jake. I think about this a lot, bro. You know how many things we watch where people are extremely violent, just
Yeah.
murderous
Yes.
sociopaths, and then somebody's like, "It's TVMA, it's R, it's in NC-17." But I'll tell you what, he ain't never gonna want to have sex. Okay, that's just weird and too far. Like, no, he's gotta have weird sex. It's not he can't just
Yes.
even have regular sex. He gotta have weird sex, or else it don't make sense that this man is a murderer who gets off like this.
Mhm.
Oh man, I cannot wait to see how this unfolds. Daredevil Born Again rolls on. We got 2 more episodes left. Then we got the Punisher special. It should be a fun time in the MCU, and also we're finding out. It seems like X-Men '97 is coming out in June. So like that's
Damn,
exciting. That's exciting too. So like
they're
this is
cooking.
it's right now it feels good. It feels good to be watching MCU content and feel like they got a nice rhythm going and a
And
nice
when is
flow going.
Spider-Man? When is Spider-Man again? Remind me.
Spider-Man is July
Wow,
31st.
dude,
Yeah,
dude,
and
they in a bag.
then I mean, not beyond that, Doomsday is right around the corner. Everybody was excited last week, so we'll see
I
what
saw
see
I
what
saw the test screening rumors that it was great. So, I listen.
I mean,
I'll
I
stop
believe
believing in the Russos and Marvel. You know what I'm saying? I'll stop believing when they had their first miss with Marvel. Until then, I trust the process.
if I can paraphrase Mark Twain, the rumors of the MCU's demise were greatly exaggerated. I
Come
think.
on, bro. I'm ready.
Yeah, yeah. The rest of the
Y'all
year
don't want to
should
know
be.
how smug I'm gonna be if
If
they
Doomsday's really
complete
good,
this.
yeah,
If
yeah.
they complete this cycle all the way through the end of the year, oh man, the smugness that's gonna come out of
Because
me
like
is it's gonna
I'm
be
in I'm around. I follow a lot, and I'm followed by like film Twitter people who I assume probably like look at the fact that I do an MCU podcast as like an unfortunate thing to overlook. And I
right.
don't. I'm always very apologetic about it. I'm like, yeah, I know I do, but yeah. If it's good, I'm gonna be smug about it, and I'm not often.
Yeah,
I often am very meek
right.
about it, but I'm like, no. Y'all
Same.
talking shit all this time about it, and it's good.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna get ugly. I'm not gonna get ugly, but I am gonna be smug. I'm gonna be smugly, but I'm not
Mhm.
gonna get all the way to like trashing other people's stuff that they like. But
No.
it could get there. It could get there if y'all want to smoke. Don't let them finish this year off on a high. Don't talk to me nice, okay? I'm just
Yep.
saying.
Yep.
Oh man, I love it, man. I love that the passion and the excitement is there for MCU content, and we'll continue next week with Daredevil as we roll. Want to thank our pal Rob for hopping back on with us. Appreciate you, brother. Where can
Yes,
we
sir.
follow you and find you, my friend?
You can follow me on Twitter. Rodimus Prime is where I do most of my stuff. I'm on other stuff too, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't be posting there that much. I'm used to the toxicity of Twitter. If I'm not getting called a racial slur once or twice in a reply, it don't even hit the same. And then you can go to Patreon and put the Black Guy Who Tips in, search for that, and sign up for our Patreon, and just search for the Black Guy Who Tips everywhere you get podcasts and everything. We're out there, and thank you for having me, and this is so much fun.
Wonderful as always. And Jake, where can we find you, sir?
On Twitter at the Jake Christie, on Blue Sky at Jake Christie, and doing the Museum of Twitter every single day on TikTok at the Jake Christie.
You can follow me on Twitter at AnthonyCanton_3 for Knicks content. Knicks had a rough loss the other night in the playoffs. At Anthony Canton 1, or I recap game 2, and I also put a little adjustments video for game 3. You can check me out there, and of course, follow the show on all platforms at MC University Pod. Mention the Patreon. We still got Blade Trinity to do. We will do that very soon, and everything else that we have happen over there. And as always, please subscribe to that YouTube channel. I want to thank everybody for listening, watching, and supporting. And with that being said, for Rod and Jake, I'm Anthony Canton III. This has been Marvel Cinematic University, and we will talk to you next time.